over the past few episodes, since we're in year number 5, I've seen a lot of comments saying, oh, look at, Toronto's team, look at Montreal's team, look at Vancouver's team. People want to see their favorite team. So I think we'll do a complete look around of the entire NHL, look at prospects, overalls, all that kind of stuff, just so you guys can kind of get a better outlook of what's out there. Because, going against Montreal, they could have like a 96 overall guy, and I don't really know because there's not really that much information out there without diving deep into it. Let's do a little look-see around the National Hockey League. So first thing we're going to do is just straight up view lines. Alright, we're going to go through 31 teams, straight up go through lines, and then I'll skim through, look at any crazy prospects that are out there. But yeah, look at the Anaheim Ducks. They look pretty deep. This is the medium franchise that was drafted first overall last year, so he's up to an 84 overall, getting first line minutes with Raquel and Perry, Strome, Steele, JT Miller, Max Jones, who I'd probably play here, but who knows? I mean, I guess they're kind of spreading it out a little bit. Very nice team there, very deep down the middle for Anaheim. Defensively, Lindholm, Cam Fowler, so their defense pretty much looks the exact same. Pretty nice there. And in year 5, John Gibson is still the man between the pipes, and Seattle Storm Bears legend Darcy Kemper back up for the Anaheim Ducks. There you go. Boston Bruins looking really, really good. Bergeron still a 90 overall. That's looking pretty nice there. We almost actually traded for him, but we ended up getting Zakhanov. Pasternak, Marchand's an N86, so he's going way down. Look at that guy's name. Holy crap. Carlson, he is 85 overall, second line center. Max Pacioretty, so their top 6 is deep. Anders Bjork there, turning into a pretty good third liner. They got David Krejci, Matt Pumple. They still got Rick Nash, 38 years old, killing it on the fourth line. Attaboy, Rick Nash. And they got Cedric Paquette and Justin Abdelkader, so very nice. Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Zibril. We got Shattenkirk, Mark Pissick, Brendan Carlo. And is Tuukka Rask still the man between the pipes? 92 overall at 35 years old. God damn. Still killing it. Buffalo still hasn't traded Robin Lehner. They got this guy who is a pretty good prospect, now turning into basically a starting goalie. I don't know why they have Robin Lehner there. I guess they're just giving him some ice, but looks like he's the starting goalie for sure. What a name on that guy. Have a look at their offense here. I know they're so deep. We've tried to trade with the Buffalo Sabres before, but Philip Zadina, Jack Eichel, who's actually on the trading block, believe it or not. Jack Eichel, solid 30-goal, 75-point guy for the Buffalo Sabres. Alex Nylander, Okposo, Riley Reinhart, Jack Hughes, Casey Middlestat, and Cliff Pugh. That is the nastiest third line in the entire NHL. They're honestly one of the best teams in the entire league. Jeff Carter, Ryan McLeod, and they also got Victor Olofsson. So, I mean, they're probably the best team in the entire league. Defensively, so they lost out on Rasmus Ristolainen last year. We're going to see who Rasmus ended up signing with in the offseason, but, I mean, their defense is weak. They're definitely being carried by their offense. What a sick team. They are just so nasty. Like, why are you playing Jack Hughes here? Jack Hughes should be right there. Even bring Casey Middlestat up. Like, why is he a third liner? Why? Why? Look at Carolina here. Sebastian Aho, Victor Rask, Tara Vinen. So they haven't really touched their first line. Aho's turned into quite a player. 91 overall, 84 points last year, a career high. That's a really nice first line there. And they got their second line's pretty good as well. So they actually went out and got Nick Ritchie, 81 overall on the second line. Isn't that great, but it looks like they're making it work there. Yeah, they're kind of weak down the middle. They definitely got a plethora of wingers, though. They should probably move like a guy like Julien Gauthier or Elias Lindholm, maybe for like a good second line center, but that's just my opinion. Top 6 wingers are nice. They look like a pretty good team there down in Carolina. Noah Hannafin, Justin Falk, damn. Couple of 91s, that's nasty. And it's year 5, so I don't think Cam Ward's going to be even a starter. Yeah, so they got Alex Nedeljkovic, who is a pretty good prospect for the Carolina Hurricanes, now listed as a starting goalie. He's their man going forward. Columbus, they still got Bobrovsky, 92 overall, and Seattle Storm Bears legend Cam Talbot backing up Bobrovsky. Max Domi, Wenberg, and Cam Atkinson, Bjorkstrand, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Yanni Gourde. Okay, so they went out and got Yanni Gourde. I think think he was a free agent, actually. I think that was a free agent signing. Josh Anderson, Nick Merkley, James Neal, so a nice third-line sniper there. Even though he's listed as a power forward, more of a sniper. Very, very nice third line there. I really like that third line, actually. Nick Foligno, Michael Backlund, and Nick Baptiste. Very, very nice team there in Columbus. Defensively, Jones, Murray, Werenski, Cole. Very deep on the defense as well. Moving on to Calgary. Johnny Gaudreau at a 95 overall. Sean Monahan and Matthew Tkachuk. Oh man, once Ovi retires, we kind of have a second line right wing spot open. I don't know, man. I don't know. Matthew Tkachuk, Craig Smith, Sam Bennett, Michael Furlan. So they haven't really changed up anything in their top 6 since year number 1. I guess Craig Smith is different, but yeah, pretty nice. They've kind of kept their core intact. Morgan Klimchuk, Kevin Hayes on the third line, Reed Boucher, Vancouver Canucks legend, Jesper Fast, Juju Kara, and then Joe Colburn. Defensively, looking pretty good. 93 overall. Dougie Hamilton's not that bad. And in the cage, I don't even know, Mike Smith is gone. Who is it? Corey Crawford, 37 years old. Unreal. Looks like he's going to finish his career in Calgary. Chicago, Brandon Saad, DeBrincat, Patrick Kane. So Kane's still an elite player in the National Hockey League. 96 points last year, 108 the year before. Yeah, he's still very much elite. That's a career high, actually, for points last year, or sorry, 2 years ago. 108 points. Very nice there for Patrick Kane. Christian Fischer, there you go, Christian Fischer. Seattle Storm Bears legend. 9 points in 14 games, 46 points last year. There you go. Glad he's found a good home there in Chicago. Logan Couture moves on from the San Jose Sharks. Actually, he went from San Jose to Buffalo. Now he's in Chicago. And they got Miles Wood there. Their bottom 6 is pretty weak, but I mean, that's what you get when you pay what? DeBrincat's getting 7.1, Brandon Saad's making 7.6, and we all know the crazy Patrick Kane contract at 10.5. Defensively, I mean, Paul Silas, look at that beast. There he is. He's getting 5.5 for 3 years. That's a pretty good contract, actually. He's 90 overall now. Now, he was a guy a lot of you guys wanted me to go trade for, but he kind of seems like a UC Partonen. I don't know. Lots of goals, not many helpers, but he's a beast. 6'9", 248. Duncan Keith there, still making 5.5. He's 39 years old. Still a pretty serviceable guy, though. Connor Murphy. So who's in the cage, actually? I don't even know. Corey Crawford's gone, so Calvin Pickard. Okay. There you go. Colorado, Jonathan Bernier, still a starting goalie, but don't let the low overall deter you, because 43 and 14, 44 and 18, still one of the better goalies in the National Hockey League. Look at their forward core. I know it's just going to be nasty. Lawson Krause found a good home there. Second line forward for the Colorado Avalanche. That's awesome. 47 points last year. Look at their first line, though. 92, 94, 92. To think we beat out this team en route to the Stanley Cup last year. They're going to look for some revenge. I don't know if that's going to happen again. They are nasty. Yakupov, Jost, Krause, Nieto, Kerfoot, Bo Bennett, Jimmy Hayes, Comfer, and Kamyev. Very, very nice. Now, you think their offense is nice. Their defense is probably even nicer. Dahlin, Barry, Makar, Zadorov, Girard. Like, it's just nasty. They have probably one of the best defense in the entire league. Dallas Stars, they got Miro Heiskanen, John Klingberg, Eric Johnson, Essa Lindell, Dylan Hetherington, and Julius Honka. So very, very nice there. Julius or Julius, I don't know what it is. Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, Alex Radulov still kept their core intact. Valery Nichushkin, now he's obviously a created player. Actually, he's not a created player. I had to create him, but he is a real player in the in hockey. He actually plays in the KHL. Went over there in, I think, like year number, I think he played 2 years in Dallas, then he moved over to the KHL. Could still come back, though. Matt Duchesne, not bad there, and a 83 overall sniper on the second line. So, all right, a little bit weak there, but, I mean, their team's looking nice. And this was the guy who was drafted last year, 83 overall out of the draft. He's now grown to an 85. Radek Faska, Janmark, Colton Sevier, Rope? How do you pronounce that name? 83 overall, and then that guy, so not bad, I guess. Their top 6 is nice. Their whole team's nice, actually. And then the cage, I don't even know who it would be. It's not Kari Lehtinen, not Ben Bishop. I guess it is still Ben Bishop, actually. 35 years old, still a pretty good goalie, still 45 wins there a few years ago. Still looking nice. The Detroit Red Wings, Peter Mrazek and Antti Ranta. Seattle Storm Bears legend, Antti Ranta. I think I'm going to be saying that a lot because we've made a few trades here. Looking at their roster, looking at their forward core, what a first line. Felix Pox, Dylan Larkin, Anthony Mantha, Emmerich. Now this was a first overall pick. Yeah, that's right. A few years ago, first overall pick. Had 23 points last year. Kind of a low overall for a first overall pick, but 6'5", 216. That's a big guy. Patrick Maroon, Athanasiou, Svechnikov. Not a bad forward core at all. Defensively, Quinton Hughes, Chris Tanev, potentially future teammates with Vancouver. Kvasha, McCabe. Okay, not really that great, honestly. And we already looked at their goalies, right? I think we already looked at their goalies. Yeah, we did. Peter Mrazek and Antti Ranta. Edmonton, Devin Dubnyk and Stuart Skinner. So Stuart Skinner, we were offered him in year 1 or 2. We thought he was going to turn into a legitimate starter, but he hasn't really done that quite yet. Bounced between the NHL and the AHL, but goalies take a little bit to kind of, become... Goalies take a little while to get started. They're kind of a different breed. So maybe he'll grow, but 80 overall at 24, not looking that great. Let's see what Connor McJesus is looking like. What a first line. What a second line. Oh my God. Wow, Scheifele, Yamamoto, Nuge. Unreal. 3 centers, actually. Interesting. Nuge has 74 for faceoff. Scheifele's got 83, and Yamamoto's got 79. So I guess they're doing the right thing there. But Puljujarvi, Connor McDavid. Let's have a look at his accomplishments around the NHL. So 300-point years, a couple of 50-goal years, 58 in 2019-2020, and then 51 last year. He's got 9 goals in 13 games. So looking for another 50-goal year. We got Lucic, Lapanov, and Slepyshev, Devontae Smith-Pelly, Johan Larsson, and Kuhnhackl. I know it's Kuhnhackl. I call him Kuhnhackl. We had him... This guy was a GM mode rival for us for many years. Oscar Klefbom, Larson, we kind of know about this team since we played them in the playoffs quite often. And then Devin Dubnyk and Stuart Skinner, obviously. Florida, James Reimer still between the cage, and 65 overall backup goalie, 19 years old, drafted, I guess, last year? Drafted last year, makes the team out of camp, Ty Ronning style. Now, their defense. This is a team you guys are going to want to look at for their defense. Holy. Jonathan Huberdeau, Barkov, and Owen Tippett. That's awesome. I'm really glad Owen Tippett turned out to be a first liner, because sometimes when you start a franchise mode, he doesn't really grow. So I made sure he's going to grow with the medium elite. 33 goals a couple years ago. He's an elite first line winger. Dadonov, Borgstrom, who we almost traded for, but it didn't really work out. We ended up getting Zakhanov instead. Their third line is looking pretty decent, 81, 83, 79. Their fourth line isn't that great. Now, defensively, Jacob Solani, that's who you guys want to see. He was the first overall pick in year number 1, and as a defenseman, almost had 50 goals last year. Unbelievable. So he is definitely probably the best defenseman in the entire league right now. What a monster. Jacob Solani, straight out of Finland. And they got Jacob Trouba, so a couple of Jacobs there. Jacob and Jacob, 92 overall, and they have a 91 overall, Aaron Ekblad, and Keith Yandel still killing it, 36 years old, Matheson and Kulikov. So a very nice defensive core there. Going to Los Angeles, they got Ilya Samsonov, so they actually signed him. He was bounced around from a few teams. I don't really know what the story was, but kind of bounced around, killed it in the American Hockey League. 2 years of struggling, but looks like he's found a nice home there in Los Angeles, which is nice, because Jonathan Quick's down to an 81 overall. Still probably a pretty good goalie, but 81 overall. They definitely needed to get another goalie, and they did the right thing there. Made the right move. Washington, why didn't you sign him? I'll never know. Ooh, their team looks a little bit weak, actually. Good goalie, but a little bit weak. Kopitar Toffoli, Marcus Johansson, Anthony Beauvillier, Gabriel Velarde, and then that's kind of it. A bunch of 70 overalls. Not super great. Who's this Zetterberg guy? 6'5", 230. What a beast. Pretty weak on the bottom 6, and I guess all their wingers are pretty weak, actually. Defensively, Muzzin, Doughty, Morrissey. He signed with the LA Kings. Buddy, I'm sorry. I wanted to keep you. I really did. Couldn't work out, though. Josh Morrissey there in Los Angeles. Shea Theodore, John Moore, and Marco Scandella. So, yeah, pretty good defensive core, not gonna lie. Obviously, Ilya Samsonov, now the starting goalie. Minnesota, Semyon Varlamov as a starting goalie. 80 overall. That's a little bit weak. Tanner Pearson, Mikael Granlund, and Adrian Kempe. So Adrian Kempe and I guess Tanner Pearson both went from LA to the Minnesota Wild. Was there any trades? Like, did they have any Minnesota Wild players? Doesn't look like it. Maybe they just all went straight from free agency. I don't know how that worked out, but Minnesota looks like they still have Zach Parise there, 38 years old, still making 7.6 for another 3 years. Having a good start to the year though, 11 points in 15 games. Joel Eriksson-Ek, Charlie Coyle, Matt Calvert, Anthony Cirelli. So he went from Tampa Bay to Minnesota, and we got Tyler Bertuzzi, Eric Stahl, 38 years old, fourth liner. What a guy, still sticking it out. Wants another Stanley Cup. Austin Watson. And defensively, have a look at them. They obviously, Ryan Suter ended up retiring, but they look pretty good defensively. Their top four is pretty nice. Adam Boqvist turned out to be a pretty good player for them, 44 points last year. Nice offensive defenseman there with Matt Dumba, and yeah, looking not that bad. And I think we already checked their goalie. I forget. Yeah, right, Semyon Varlamov. Montreal, Carey Price, still an elite goalie. Steve Mason as the backup. Montreal, I know a lot of you guys wanted to see the Montreal Canadiens, and they're looking pretty good. Eberle, Drouin, Brendan Gallagher, who's actually putting up crazy numbers. 107 points last year, 18 points in 15 games. Unreal. Nikita Sherbak, Jonathan Toews, Jake DeBrusk, a very nice team here in Montreal. Yeah, looking really good there. Defensively, again, looking really good. Shea Weber, still pretty good, 37 years old. How's his point totals been? 54, 57, 67. Yeah, he's still a very good defenseman 5 years in. And I'm glad to see Carey Price is 35, but still 90 overall. New Jersey, ooh, their goaltending situation not looking great, not looking good at all. Let's have a look at them. Charlie Svenberg, look at this guy, 3rd overall in 2019. He is a beast. 42 goals last year. Now this guy was actually the pick after Pox and after Agent C, so he was kind of the guy that doesn't get enough love because of how good Agent C and Felix Pox are doing, but 9 goals in his first 15 games, 42 last year. 93 overall at 21, that's nasty. Nico Hischier and Jesper Bratt, very nice first line. Oh, and then a 93 overall Taylor Hall on the second line, just because you can. Very nice. Ryan Spooner, Kyle Palmieri, Wilson, Michael McLeod, who I'd probably play there over Ryan Spooner. I don't know what you're doing. Jimmy Vesey, Pavel Zacha. All right, not bad at all. Defensively, so Risto went to New Jersey, went from Buffalo to New Jersey, so didn't have to travel that far, but he's now the main man in New Jersey with Will Butcher, Nathan Beaulieu, Damon Severson, Brendan Dillon, Sami Vatanen. Goaltending, they're really weak, but offensively and defensively, they're killing it. Nashville, the days of Pekka Rinne are now over. UC Saros is now the man. Pekka Rinne is still 40 years old. He's still playing. Unreal. I'm really surprised that players are still sticking around, like Eric Stahl, Pekka Rinne. Philip Forsberg, Ryan Johansson, Victor Arvidsson, Tolvanen, Turris, Tatar. So they basically kept their, I guess their best 5 players. Tolvanen, Turris, Johansson, Forsberg, and Arvidsson. I guess not 5 best players, 5 best forwards, kind of all intact. Thomas Tatar, Kevin Fiala, a very nice team there. Ryan Hartman. Defensively, Yossi Subban still killing it. Ryan Ellis and Jussi Partanen, 84 overall. Still scoring goals, not getting many assists. I don't know what's up with that guy. I'm still glad we got Dante Fabro, but imagine we pulled the trigger on one of the trades they were sending us before. It was like a first and Fabro for Clayton Keller. No thank you. Now these guys are stacked, I know that for sure. Defensively they're looking pretty good, 286s and an 87. Let's have a look at their goaltending situation. I have no idea who it is. Okay, this guy, so he was one of the guys who I actually created. I don't remember who he was drafted by. Maybe he's an Islanders draft pick? He could be, honestly, he very well could be. Had a very good year last year. I guess his past 3 years are really good. And looks like they got a really good goalie there in Long Island. And then Linus Soderstrom, who is a pretty good goalie in his own right. Only lost 1 time this year, so he's a really good backup there. Good 1-2 punch there in Long Island. And offensively, oh my god. Look at their team. They have 3 first lines pretty much. Holy shit. They got Josh Bailey, Matt Barzal, Josh Hosang, Nemestikov, Tavares, Anders Lee, Bellows, Schmaltz, Veleno. Okay, they definitely have the best team in the entire league. I think so anyways. How's Nick Schmaltz doing anyways? How did he do last year? 53 points, that's awesome. He's got 12 points this year. They are so deep. They are so good. Their fourth line's not that bad either. Very, very nice team there in Long Island. I think so far they probably have the best team. I think so. They got two really good goalies here in New York. Looking good there in the goaltending department after Henrik Lundqvist is now gone. I don't know if he's traded or a free agent. I don't know if he retired. I think I remember seeing that. But now Tim Williams, he was the Calder Trophy winner last year. I think he had like 62 points. Not bad at all. They let him marinate 1 year in the AHL, and then they called him up, and he absolutely killed it there. Mika Zibanejad, he was a free agent last year. I guess he re-signed with New York. That's awesome. Andre Kasha, Elias Anderson, there was some concern that I didn't put him on the Rangers, but I did. I promise he's there with Pavel Bushnevic, I follow Jack Roslovic. Very nice team there. Defensively, Brady Shea, so he's still kind of the main guy. And then in the cage, they got a good 1-2 punch. Ottawa, Philip Grubauer, Seattle Storm Bears legend. Look at this guy, 11 games played this year. He is 6-5, 45-12 last year since we traded him. Unreal. I'm glad he's found a really good home there in Ottawa. Panarin, Pajot, Stone, Forsberg, who was I guess there was who went 5th overall in 2019. I don't remember, but he was the pick not after Svenberg, but the pick after that. So he went 6th overall, where it was Pox, Agent C, Svenberg. Actually, who was 4th and 5th? I don't know, honestly. I don't really remember. But, yeah, he's looking like a really good player there for the Ottawa Senators. Colin White, who you guys want me to trade for some reason, and I don't understand why. He's a really good player, but I don't know. Matt Hoffman, Jason Zucker, who's pretty good, Logan Brown, they have a really good team as well. They're one of the better teams out there. Adam Gaudette, look at their center depth. Oh, my God. Defensively, Thomas Chabot, Erik Karlsson, that's nasty. Cody Ceci, Evan Bouchard, looking really good there. Going on to Philadelphia, Carter Hart. Now, I'm glad he turned out to be really good because I made him really good for a reason. Look at this guy, unbelievable. He's a tank there in Philadelphia. Still got Michael Neuwirth as the backup. Down the middle, they're still looking really good there. Giroux, Patrick Konecki. I think we looked at their roster not too long ago, but Voracek, Nyquist, Couturier, Joel Armia, Wayne Train, 34 years old, still kicking it there on the bottom 6. Wow, look at their defense. Ghost, Provorov, Wood, Orlov. Pretty nice team there in Philadelphia. We're almost done here. We're almost done. Matt Murray and Tristan Jarry, still kind of the exact same thing it is in the real NHL. Sprong, Crosby, and Kessel. Have a look at Crosby over the last 5 years. Hasn't put up 100 points. Came really close, but not quite. Still one of the elite players in the NHL. Evgeny Malkin, 36 years old, still there as a second liner with Jake Gensel and Connor Sherry. Zach Aston Reese, they really haven't changed up too much. Their top 6 is all original Pittsburgh players. The only additions are Jason Dickinson, Granlund, and that's pretty much it. Yuri Laterra, they still got Patrick Hornquist. Chris Letang, down to an 82, wow. Schultz, Mata, Alexiak, so they really haven't changed up their team too much at all from year number 1. Look at San Jose, they got Martin Jones and Frolov. Who else they got here? They got Evander Kane, Nick Bjugstad, Timo Meier, LeBlanc, Norris, Ilya Kovalchuk. We got him as a second line scorer for 1 year, and then he went to San Jose and had a really good year, 40 goals. That's awesome. 39 years old, still doing really well. Yaskin, Dzingel, Connor Brown. Dzingel, oh man, you've haunted us for a few times. You scored some big goals on us. Defensively, Burns is now gone, so they got 37-year-old Mike Green when Brent Burns retires before Mike Green. Mark-Edward Vlasic, Jeremy Waugh, so they got a pretty good team. I mean, their defense kind of sucks, but offensively they're looking all right. Evan Fitzpatrick, and 88 overall Braden Holtby. So Holtby moved on from the Capitals. Obviously, the Capitals suck. They have a 74 overall starting goalie in Veggetti. Very weird, very weird.
Jaden Schwartz, Braden Shen, Tarasenko, Bobby Ryan, 81 overall. Eventually his giant contract ran out, and now he signed a 1-year, $2 million deal. Jordan Kyrou, Robbie Fabry, that's awesome. I'm glad they all worked out there. I made them a little bit better so they would grow. Pretty good third line, pretty good fourth line. Pietrangelo, still elite. Look at that, 1-2 pairing, that's gross. That's something that I wish we had, a 92 and a 92. I need someone to play with OEL. I mean, going after Rasmus Ristolainen, we could have done that last year, but in our current cap situation, I don't know. Holy shit, Ryan Merkley and Torrey Krug, I didn't even realize they have 4 top 2 defensemen, pretty much. That's nasty. Very good team there in St. Louis. Tampa Bay, again, pretty much the exact same thing. Hedman, Sergachev. We know this team very, very well. We beat them out in the Stanley Cup final. A very sick team. Michael Dal Cole, we beat him out. There you go. See you later, buddy. But yeah, very, very nice. Volkov, best last name ever. And obviously, Vasilevsky, still a beast between the pipes there. Toronto, here we go. A lot of you guys are going to want to see this. Canucks legend Markstrom moving on to Toronto. Frederick Anderson, still an elite goaltender. Willie Nylander, Austin Matthews, Svechnikov, Marner, Derek Stepan. So we traded him to Toronto in year 2, was it? And he's stuck there for a little while, so that's awesome. Good for him. Jonas Donskoy, JVR, still a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs after a lot of trade talks, still a member of the blue and white. Kadri, Zach Hymans, they haven't changed that much. I mean, Stepan, Donskoy, and Svechnikov. Svechnikov was a drafted player. How's he been doing, actually, in the year number 1 draft? He hit 80 points a few years ago, so he's looking like pretty good there for Toronto. Morgan Riley, Jake Gardner, Timothy Liljegren, who is very good friends with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Travis Dermott, so a pretty nice team there in Toronto. Haven't changed that much. Vancouver, we're very familiar with these guys. Any additions? Matt Zuccarello, I guess, is kind of new. Yona Gadjevich, Chris Tierney. Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry I had to trade you. Very good team there, though, in Vancouver. Very, very good. Who's this guy? 85 overall at 20 years old? That's crazy. Wow. All right, good for Vancouver. They got a really good defenseman there. Derek Pouliot, Ben Hutton, so haven't changed that much. And in the cage, Thatcher Demko. We got a few more teams left. That's it. Vegas Golden Knights. So Marc-Andre Fleury is a 78 overall, 37 years old. Malcolm Subban's now the starter. So let's have a look at our expansion brothers. Here we go. Riley Smith, William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault. They got Jacob Verana. That seems to be the only top 6 addition. Why are you playing Cody Glass on the third line? What are you doing? Why? We actually tried to trade for this guy, but it didn't really work out. But yeah, they have a very, very good team there. Alex Tuck. Down the middle, they're just nasty. Defensively, Colin Miller. Wow, jumped up to an 88? What the hell? All right, pretty good team there. And now the Winnipeg Jets, they should be looking nasty. Kyle Connor, Alex Galchenyuk. So I guess Galchenyuk was traded. I wish I could see trade history. That would make this so much more fun if I could find out who they were traded for. Because I want to see who Mark Scheifele was traded for. Was it for Galchenyuk? Did they make a move? Was it a 3-way trade? I don't know. I want to figure that out. Blake Wheeler, Patrick Laine, Nick Patan. All right, so a very good team there. A couple of 90s. Yeah, they're looking really good there. Defensively, no, my God, that's terrible. That is so bad. That's so bad. Holy shit, that's terrible. In the cage, Connor Hellebuck, yeah, still an elite goalie. One more team, the Washington Capitals. Talk about an elite goalie. There he is, James Veggetti. Look at this guy. I hope he does well. I hope he turns out to be a 99 for him. I really hope it works out. Anthony Duclair, Kuznetsov, Burakovsky, Oshie, Backstrom. They could really use a scoring winger. And you know who we have expendable? Duke Rodney. All right, we could be looking at a move here for the Washington Capitals. Defensively, is John Carlson still elite? Yeah, he is. Travis Sanheim, there you go. Carl Alsner, Madison Bowie. So there it is. There's your look around the National Hockey League.